This week on 5 Brilliant Things, we've got the fantastic Sally Lindsay.
And I put the drink down and I said, I'm so sorry. I do know my lines. She was so lovely. Didn't get my lines wrong again, though.
yeah, exactly.
You had one chance.
She kind of the beginning, but if you get it wrong the second time...
Don't be getting it wrong again.
Jesus, she's just backhanded it.
Yeah.
Earpods in and you drift away.
Well, there's no other option, really, is there? Apart from killing people.
Yes, yeah. From this, we've gone from a shed... to 1984, and we've ended up in Russia. It's been a real journey. Hello, Sally. How are you?
I'm all right.
I've made the mistake of calling you Lindsay twice. Does that happen a lot, or am I just a moron?
Yeah, it does actually. So I've got 2 girls' names, like you've got 2 boys' names.
Yep, this is it.
It's the
What's your middle
difficult
name?
thing. It's Jane.
Oh, lovely.
It's quite dull.
It's 3, isn't it?
Sally Jane Lindsay. Yeah, it's not Douglas or something.
Yeah.
That'd have been more convenient.
And I mistakenly thought that you'd come from the north, but you've been a Londoner for 21 years.
21 years, yes. I live in South East London with my Cockney drummer fella, and I've got 4 kids, 2 twins at home still. They're 14 and grunt at me a lot.
Being married to a drummer, is he constantly tapping on stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
And his brother's a drummer as well. So his brother's Alan White. So my husband's Steve White, and his brother's Alan White, drummer for Oasis. So it's interesting when they both go out, and then my son now drums.
Oh my God.
So one of the twins, so it's constantly.
Jesus. It's like a baked bean advert.
It is. I'm constantly like, stop it. But we've got at the side of the house. So at the side of the house, Steve's studio is like it was the big garage at the side, and he's converted it. Yeah. Like before anything else, before the kitchen, before anything that was done first, and it's brilliantly soundproof. So but all through the day, all I hear is, because he's constantly in there working.
So
obviously.
It sounds like mice scrabbling.
Yeah. It does. And then when you open the door, it's like...
That was the thing I was thinking about, because it's kind of... It must just be part, in a similar way, if you're a comedian or you're kind of a writer or a painter, you're kind of, you're constantly looking, but with drummers, it must just be that thing. There's so many things
it's constantly.
You can kind of tell.
And when he's not in the house...
What's he like at a funeral or a wedding? I bet he has to keep everything just...
Well, I do keep... He's always holding the...
he's got a couple of fidget
the whatever
spinners.
They give, But, but even when he's out of the drum room, we've got practice pads everywhere on stands, and there's sticks. So the dog's next to him, and he's like watching. He watches Rick Stein on a loop. He's so rock and roll, and he loves Rick Stein. He met him once. He couldn't speak. He's hilarious. All the rock stars he's met and the tours he's done, and Rick Stein nearly finished him.
Are you like that as well? Are there certain people that you've met that have kind of blown you away?
Who blew me away? I think it was Barbara Windsor.
Oh right,
when I met Barbara first, and she turned into a bit of a mate.
That must be weird.
Yeah,
when someone that startles you becomes a pal. Yeah. And then, you're having a cup of tea and you're like, that's Barbara Windsor dunking a biscuit in front of me.
Barbara Windsor.
And then you realise you've zoned out.
I've zoned out, and I go, I'm really sorry, I just remembered you, Barbara Windsor. So I've done that a few times in my life. The first scene in Coronation Street 400 years ago, and I went to give a drink to the character Barbara Knox, who plays Rita.
Yes.
And
what does Rita take? A G&T, I'd have thought?
I think it was a G&T, you're right.
I can't imagine her having like a Guinness or anything.
It was a G&T, well done. Yeah. Sometimes a small glass of wine. I don't know what she does now, it's 20 years ago. That was, she might know pints of lager by now. They might have moderned her up.
Yeah. Just I'll have a Red Bull. Red Bull and a Jaeger.
Yeah, I was going to say Jaeger chaser.
The cabin's struggling.
I'm on my arse.
Amazon is just killing us.
I know. I'm out to get smashed. But I brought the glass of wine over, and I had all these lines to say, and it was one of my first scenes in the Rovers, and I couldn't speak. And I put the drink down and I said, I'm so sorry. I do know my lines. It's just because it's you, and you're Barbara Knox, and I'm sorry. And then she was so lovely. She just went, don't worry, darling, I did exactly the same with Doris Speed. Oh. And I thought, God, what a kind thing to say. Yeah. What a kind thing to say. I didn't get my lines wrong again, though, because she doesn't suffer fools.
Exactly.
Yeah, you had one chance.
She kind of the beginning, but if you get it wrong the second time...
Don't be getting it wrong again.
Jesus, she's just backhanded it.
Yeah.
What is your first brilliant thing?
So my first brilliant thing is
Sally.
my shed.
Oh, you shed.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's become quite famous, my shed.
Okay.
Because it's for some people. When we were in lockdown, we've got Ethernet in it. So all my sort of the live telly kind of thing, all the links were done from my shed, and it's got wood behind it and pictures, and they go, "Where are you?" And I'm in my shed.
Yeah.
And I think it's sort of known that men have sheds, and that's the thing.
Yes.
But I suppose it's not as known that women have sheds. But it's literally the best thing that's ever happened to me.
What is in your shed?
In my shed, okay. So my computer, a desk, files of everything, all my writing. All the murder weapons from Madame Blanc, the series that I write.
Wow.
Murder weapons and props I've nicked. Props from other shows that I've nicked.
Yeah.
Books. There's a little two-seater couch. There's very camp curtains. It's all curtains and it's all curtains and throws and
And murder weapons.
And murder weapons.
Yeah. There's a real but what a combination.
It's a bit Agatha
There must be
Christie.
a burglar looking in, going, oh, I think we'll go next door.
I think we won't bother with that.
Yeah, yeah.
With that massive knife there.
Yeah,
And then there's a huge picture that was bought by, you probably know him, the great Stephen Bailey, who's my friend, and he bought me a picture of Betty Driver, and so I've got like a picture of Betty Driver. I used to work with in Coronation Street, used to be mate. So I've got a huge picture of her, and I've got a picture of Emmeline Pankhurst, and so it's very, very female. And the boys are allowed in. And my husband's allowed in for a bit. They're allowed to sit there for a bit, and then they have to go. It is really my space.
And
A room of one's own, as Virginia Woolf said.
And is that where you write?
Everything.
Yeah.
I run the company from there. What's great about it, because it's at the bottom of my garden. I'm very lucky to have a garden. It's at the bottom of my garden. When I go to work, I feel that I'm going to work, as opposed to going to the spare bedroom and writing, because I'd be so rubbish. I'd be like 4 stone heavier, and I'd be like start washing the sideboards and the skirting boards. I would be so distracted. So once I'm in the shed, I shut it and that's it. I concentrate, and it's brilliant. And my writing partner Sue Vincent, we FaceTime. So we used to go into like a cafe or clubs in town and try and write there, and it's just so much better FaceTiming for us.
Yeah.
So we literally have the script there and where our faces are there, and there's absolutely no distractions.
Yeah, it's funny that, isn't it? Because when I used to do the TV show, Good News and the Howard Hour on Sky, we used to go into an office. And it was great. So we'd be in the office on a Monday, Thursday and Friday. And then we used to record the show on a Tuesday. And then everyone kind of moved away, sort of a COVID thing. So
Yeah.
And we were like, right, should we do it on Zoom? And it was incredible because everyone could get in on time. You didn't have to worry about the kind of...
No one's hassled. No one's sweating from the train or
and it was lovely.
running in.
Did you find that thing of like when you're writing and then you could do a bit of a FaceTime and then you go, right, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
And then you have an hour or 2 hours, whatever, to yourself.
Absolutely.
And then you check in again.
It's so productive.
Yeah, it really is.
Oh, we did it yesterday, because we're starting a new
The
series.
Tory government, listen to this, would be furious.
Oh, furious.
But
we're meant to be buying Costa and, in offices, aren't we? It's so much easier because Sue lives in Bounds Green, so she's right on the other side of London.
Yeah. How did you meet her?
So I met Sue on Mount Pleasant. So I did a drama for Sky. I think we're probably knocking around at the same time, actually, Sky-wise. So I did a comedy drama. It was like a cold feet thing for Sky called Mount Pleasant. It did really well for them, actually. We did it for 7 years. And she played, weirdly, even though she's like 2 years older than me, she played me Auntie Margaret. She's one of those character actors that play everything. And and she just came up to me one day and said, I've got this real... I do a bit of writing and I've got this idea, and she gave me this writing and it was fantastic, but it was so overwritten. And the brilliant thing about me and Sue is she calls me the baby killer, because I'm the biggest editor ever. I'll chuck stuff out, even gags, and we'll put them in the bank. Whereas she'll go, oh, is that going? Yeah, it's going in it. Yeah, okay, all right. But I'm the one, so we're perfect really in that way, because she'll write the Bible and I'll turn it into the pamphlet.
Yes. Yeah.
The headlines. So, and when you're writing for specifically 90, not 90, that was the one I've just done, but you've got to write 40, I call it a Sky hour, Channel 5 hours, it's 43 minutes. you've got to get a lot of information in 43 minutes, especially when you're doing murder mystery. So we work really well together like that. And and the great thing, and no disrespect to the boys in this room, but egoless, the ego stays at the door. So she doesn't go, well, I believe that's better. And I'll go, well, I think we don't do that. There's no ego. We just get on with it.
But that's the crucial thing, isn't it? It is that it gets trampled in a really good way, your ego. If you're used to writing with each other, I think it is that thing that, certainly I had that, where people on the show could say, I think that's shit. And they're not saying it to upset you. They're saying it to make the show better.
Absolutely.
And it must, and you just go, okay, cool, fine.
It takes time.
It does take time.
Once you get to that point where you can have a bad day and not feel guilty about your bad day, because everyone's had a bad day.
That's a very,
totally.
very good point. It's very interesting, that, isn't it? Where, particularly if it's your show or your thing, where you're able to, as many as the time I'd go, I'm swinging and missing here.
Yeah.
But that thing when you're with people and you know you're not being judged creatively, suddenly you're incredibly creative.
Absolutely. And I think it's about trust as well.
Yeah.
I think it's a lot about trust. And the thing, because Sue and I are actresses as well, once we've done the first step and read the first draft, we act it out. So because we act it out, you can, if you can't say it, there's so many scripts over the years that by brilliant writers that I've loved, but I can't say them because they're beautiful on the page, they're beautiful literature, but you can't say them. So I think that's why it's a lot quicker for us in a way, weirdly, because we've acted out before and we do all the voices of everybody's voices, they're all in our head, and it comes out quicker. I think that works. There's only two of us do it and we're still doing it, so something must be working.
Will this be your shed for life, or do you have a hankering for other sheds?
No. I'm not going to cheat on this shed.
Really?
Russell.
What you never look at there must be like a sort of move for shed.
Well, there is
that you've looked at and you've gone, oh, look at that. Yeah.
There's a shed that's got.
What's your dream shed? I guess that's what I mean.
I've got my dream shed because everything happens in it. But having said that, I like the idea of like a bar situation. Yeah. Not quite like, the Rose and Crown with a corner thing. I don't like that. But I quite like the idea of sort of an Ibiza kind of bar.
Sort of tiki bar.
With like maybe a dip pool outside. I mean, I'm going there now.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Not in a million years will ever happen. Because guess what would happen?
You'd slip.
I'd slip and fall pissed.
Yeah.
And the boys would be in every night.
Yeah.
Because by the time I'd built it, they'll be about 18, and I would never see it anyway. So it'd be complete waste of money.
You're right, actually. Yeah.
So, but yeah, that I've like a bit of a tiki, like a Nicky Beach kind of arrangement at the bottom.
Yeah.
Dip pool, a shower at the side.
Yes.
So if I was cheating, if I was going from my work shed to me play shed, that'd be it. So I'd have to chop a tree down, which probably is illegal, but it's an idea. Put an idea in my head now.
Have you ever done like a sort of like a writing retreat? Have you ever gone to a place to write specifically with Sue?
No.
Oh, really?
The reason being is we're quite. Every bloke writer I know has done that. They've gone like to Shetland or windswept rock somewhere in a shed. But we are so ridiculously practical because I've always had kids, you see. So I finish by the 5. The kids come in at like 4 o'clock. So I go in the shed at 9:30, 9 o'clock, and I come out at 4. And that's how I work. And if it comes, it comes. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'd love the idea of that. Having said that, the first season, they'd commissioned it and then they wanted another one. So we were writing another one while we were doing the recce and we were finishing. So I remember writing the end of the plot twist on the top of next to a rooftop swimming pool that was shut, that they just let us go in because it was out of season because we were doing a recce in Gozo. So I remember writing it there, trying to concentrate. But no, we've always written really boringly over FaceTime. From our sheds. Well, it's from Sue's flat, but yeah, from our spaces of writing, as it were.
What is your next brilliant thing?
My next brilliant thing is, this is an interesting thing. Now, I love music. I'm married to a musician. And not with any irony at all, I love Chaz and Dave.
Rabbit.
Absolutely brilliant. I think they are drama, they are presence, they are of a time. They are just so unbelievably brilliant. And there's a thing that comes out usually on Channel 5 every year, but we've got it saved anyway because we've been watching it for years. And it's the Chaz and Dave Christmas special.
From what year?
I think it was 1982.
Right.
I think I might have got that wrong.
It was 1982.
Was it? Right, thank you. Phew. And it was what it is. They've made a set, and I think it's ITV. It might be BBC, but I think it's ITV. It sounds ITV because it's working class by those times. And they've made a studio look like a pub, and they've got proper EastEnders in. They've obviously got a few like models in that they've made, they've dressed in, little skirts and whatever because it's 1982, and a few very pretty boys in as well. But oh my God, it's absolutely brilliant. It just, to us, Christmas Day, we have our dinner, we get up, presents, have our dinner, blah, blah, blah. Kids watch what they want to watch, the Doctor Who, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This year it was Gavin and Stacey, brilliant. That's all great. Then we watch that. When they go off playing with or whatever, we watch the Chaz and Dave Christmas special because it reminds us of Christmas when we were kids, to be fair. Or Christmas of a time. It's sort of like, like Christmases when I was a kid, you were just shoved in a corner and given a warning at the age of 10. Everyone was slightly pissed by about 4 o'clock, whatever age you were. Not that that's a good thing, but it was funny. On a New Year's Eve, we used to go to it was my grand's terrace house, and then there was my Auntie Winnie's, and then my Auntie Cass was at the end, honestly. So
it's a pub crawl?
It's a pub crawl.
Yeah.
So we'd start off with the mince pies, and my gran would take that, and then the sherry would start, and then you'd go to Winnie's, and then you'd end up, we'd all be in like really shit fancy dress. I mean, like proper rubbish fancy dress that didn't make any sense. Just nonsense, really. And everybody being absolutely trousered. And it was just eating mince pies and just loads of random booze everywhere.
Yeah.
And like you said, just being exposed to people being fagging it.
Yeah.
And it just sort of reminds me of that. And it's obviously that can't happen now, and it's not happened in my kids' life because you're irresponsible nowadays. But there was something magical about it. And the Chaz and Dave Christmas special just reminds me of those days, really, of different, especially another thing it reminds me of is when we were kids, we used to go to the Labour Club Christmas party and the Connie Club Conservative Club Christmas party, because my parents didn't care who, it was just cheap, and it was a Christmas party and you got a present, so you paid like your £2.50 and your kid could go and have a party and they could be at the bar. Brilliant. So we went to them both, and it was always an act on. So later you'd had the Christmas party, and then the turns came on. So they're like a comedian, they're like a really shit singer, there'd be someone doing hula hoops. It was brilliant, or a dog that could talk. And it was fantastic. I mean, Britain's Got Talent's got nothing on those days.
Yeah.
And that reminds me of that as well. It reminds me of the Christmas special, because there's like Jimmy Cricket. There's more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen it? Have you seen the?
I've never seen the special.
Right,
no.
You've got to see it, honestly.
Right.
And then there's Jimmy Cricket, and then there's Eric Clapton turns up.
Right.
Like the best guitarist of all time. And then some random Peterson Lee turns up and sings and it's like that with a microphone pulling away from his face. It's just genius. And then there's a cut to an old nanny falling over and her hat falling off. It's the best thing ever. It's just Christmas for me.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's it sounds great, and it also sounds like it's not kind of like overproduced. I guess Jules Holland sort of has that a bit where
a little bit, but it's a bit shiny, that, isn't it?
It is a bit shiny, but it's still that thing where I'm trying to think. Oddly, that's probably one of the few Christmas institutions left in an odd way, and that's shot in November.
Well, I know.
Like, you know what I mean?
It really is. I mean, Christmas now, it's really hard to get. I mean, we get Christmas specials away because it's on the end of the series, but to write a Christmas film now and get it sold is almost impossible because everything's played at the time everybody wants it to be. So back then, it was all saved up to play. We still have that institution here. I've got to say, people do love a bit of Christmas telly, but it's getting harder to get it made.
Which is a shame, because people do fundamentally love it, because it's one of the few times where everyone is sort of you're sat with your mum and dad and nan and granddad and cousins.
It's a gift, isn't it? It really is a Christmas gift. I think it's a shame we don't make more.
I love that. It's because it is a forced family time
Yeah.
where you all kind of like sit and you're kind of chatting around, and you get like the picky dinner on Boxing Day
Yeah.
with all the leftovers. Oh, I love
We
it.
call it that. The beige dinner with
Yeah,
pickles.
yeah.
We do that. I
I
remember.
love all that though. I love
I'm a big. So my one of my best friends has got one, and we were doing panto in a very similar area. I was Milton Keynes and I was down the road in Dunstable. So we were staying together. Because we're from a very working class background, he went, because I was next to the Asda. He said, why don't we get a Boxing Day buffet? And I knew exactly what he meant. Now, you'd think it'd be like a big Parma ham and whatever, and no, what he meant was shit sausage rolls.
Yeah, Scotch eggs.
Scotch eggs. That's what he meant. Vol au vent. He meant that, and we did it. And cheese on a stick. That's what he meant. Pickles on the end of it. And he went, "Oh, should we do that?" And I went, "Yeah, we'll do it."
Yeah.
And that, which is hilarious because he's released about 1 million cookbooks. That's what he meant.
Do you have other kind of Christmas traditions?
We've got loads. So we have Elf Day.
What's Elf Day?
So Elf Days, we wear. Done that since the kids were little. The bigger kids were little. We wear elf hats. We watch Elf, and we eat all the food groups.
Okay.
So it's loads of sweets. The food groups in Elf. It's like sugar, sweets, candy. So we just eat shit basically.
What day is that on?
It's sort of around the 21st.
So the 22nd, you're just frazzled.
Yeah,
Because you're just full sugar day.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't really. We do Elf Day. We love that film. Then on Christmas Eve, we always watch Christmas Carol. We go for a curry, traditional British curry.
Yeah.
It was the first date Steve took me on when we were in first Christmas Eve. He took me out and he said, "Oh, we're going out for dinner," and we went to. Because we weren't living together then, but I was down in London, and we went to, and he said, we're going for dinner, so I was like, brilliant. So I got all dressed up and went to this curry house at the bottom of our road. It is our road now, it wasn't then. And it's like proper, it's absolutely brilliant. We love it. We go probably once a week now.
Yeah.
But it's the best curry house ever. And it still sells Dubonnet and Black Tower. In the old-fashioned 70s drinks. Black Tower, Leave from Ilsh. That's the wine list.
Right.
And it's brilliant. The curry's brilliant. And it looks like a 70s curry house. And that was my day. And I was like... And then actually the curry was brilliant and we had such a great time. And we go there every Christmas Eve since. If we're not in Manchester, we'll go to the curry house. And they even get our wine in now, modern wine in for us.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And it's still dirt cheap. It's brilliant. We love it. We go every year. So that's a Christmas Eve tradition. Then we come back and we watch A Christmas Carol.
Lovely.
Now, we watch Christmas Carol because I suppose as a writer, but I still think it's the best story of all time. I don't think many stories have beaten it because it's got everything in it: redemption, love, loss. Kermit. We love the Muppet Christmas Carol, but we start early with that. We start Muppets. We go in about the 11th on that. That's the entry Christmas. Once the tree's gone up, then the Muppets come out. I've got both. I've got videos of the boys singing. There's something in the, which obviously I play every year.
Yeah,
and now they're 6 foot, like
of course.
But yeah, so we've got a few traditions really. We play Gregorian chants Christmas morning.
Right.
I've no idea why we do that, but we do.
I like that. It's sort of like
semi-religious, but obviously not because we're not.
Yeah, we don't have any religion in ours. We have a lot.
We don't.
My dad is always in charge of the music, and it's always music that he listens to when he's spinning. Like cycling. So it's like really weird, upbeat kind of
house.
Yeah, I remember my favourite Christmas was we were all eating and it was that song, I just want to make you sweat. And then my brother's going, and my brother's like, you're mental, Dave. My brother calls my dad Dave because he's always worked for him, so he has to differentiate in some way. And my dad's like, this is good stuff. This is like this.
Keeps you going.
And my sister's ex-husband had songs of him when he was a really good carol singer as a young boy.
Oh.
Singing like that. He had it on the CD and my dad ejected it and flung it across. So the writing was on the wall for that marriage. But fuck, it was funny. But that bit, and it was really, hark the herald, what is this shit? I just want to make it. Oh, lovely. What is your, finally, in this section, what is your favourite Chaz and Dave's song? To the uninitiated,
I think
where should we begin?
I think it's No Pleasing You. I think it's got to be because it's such a beautiful lament of a working class relationship that he's tried his best and he's just never going to be good enough. And you can feel the, and it's without any irony, you can feel the emotion, the levels of distress, it's just a brilliant, perfect song. I think that's my favourite.
What is your next brilliant thing?
Okay, so this is a really old person thing. So I'm 52 now, and I like being 52. It's really good being 52 because you literally don't give a monkeys about anything anymore. It's brilliant, and it's such a liberating thing. But what I do give a monkeys about is people playing their videos and their music next to me on the train or the tube, and it drives me insane. I think it's more insane than I should be driven.
No, I think you're completely right. Yeah.
It knocks me bandy, as my mum used to say. So I've got these 35 quid. One of Steve's mates said, don't get AirPods, get these. He's a drummer as well, he's a prog rock drummer, and he said, get these 35 quid. They're called Earfun. So I'm allowed to say that. And they're 35 quid, and they're not only noise cancelling, but you can put your podcasts on it, and they never seem to fail. They never fail. Even when I'm in bed, they never fall out. They're brilliant. Like the kids have AirPods, and they're always bloody breaking and loose.
Yeah.
But these are brilliant, and I put them in, and I just seriously think they have reduced my blood pressure, and they have saved me knocking someone out on the tube.
Yeah.
So because obviously I'm perimenopausal, so I'm this far off anyway, you know, and just the fact that people have the rudeness to put their music right next to you or watch a film right next to you and not. Why is there this? Look at me, I'm getting on it. Aren't I?
No, but you're right.
Why are they the soundtrack of my life?
But it's a touch point that, like, where you could argue that's the beginning of the degradation of society, where you have no.
Yeah.
You have no sort of sense of anyone else that you're willing to kind of go, yeah, I'm just going to sit here, listen to this blaring. Like, there's a lack of shame and there's a lack of sort of just conviviality where you're like, don't be doing that. Listen, you know, or whatever you're playing, it's just this.
It is breakdown
you
society, right?
But you are not the centre of the universe. And it's so frustrating that we have to then have a thing that blocks out arseholes rather than there should be a thing on the tannoy that goes,
absolutely,
there's 6 arseholes in this carriage.
Yeah. Could you turn your music down,
Turn
please?
your music down. Yeah, exactly.
Get your earphones out.
But that's it. It should be see it, say it, sort it. And oi, you.
Turn your phones off,
Turn your phone off, knobhead.
My husband will play the loudest Metallica song next to them. And the kids want to kill him because it's so embarrassing because they're kids, you know. And he'll go, because it frustrates him more than me. So he'll just play something louder next to him. And everybody knows what's going on. There's a competition. And I sort of support him, but I'm thinking I probably would just put my earphones in. But he can't handle it. And then they're looking at him like to say, what are you playing that for?
Yeah.
And he's like, and it's this big sound off. So I don't know whether that's a great idea, but he does that sometimes when he's really annoyed. But another thing as well, when they put kids in front of iPads, don't get me wrong, my kids had iPads, it's fine, but they put kids and they're playing Peppa Pig or other children's shows are available. Literally in a restaurant you're paying a fortune for, and then the kids haven't got earphones on.
Yeah.
If you want to choose to take your kid out and you want 5 minutes, I totally understand. The boys had a rule where if we'd finished our dinner and they'd finished their pudding, they could have 10 minutes while we had a chat, and then they had their earphones on, but we kept it very subtle. That was the rule. Yeah. And so don't get me wrong, I'm not, but I swear to God, my boys, if they're looking at their phone in a restaurant now, they're pretty conscious of me going, you know, staring at them. But if they're on the phone and some noise comes out, they look at me and go, "Sorry, Mum."
Yeah.
Petrified of it, and I'm going, it's all right, don't worry. What was it? You know, because I just think it's the ultimate rudeness. I have gone over to someone before, and there was 2 women just chatting away, and they had 2 little girls with them, and they were both watching this very, very loud programme. And I just said, I'm really sorry, I'm paying a fortune over there to have this meal. Could you put earphones on your kids? Or, well, we're just trying to have 5 minutes to ourselves. And you're like, yeah, so am I.
Yeah.
So am I. We'll do it at home then. I find it. I think you're absolutely right. I've never really looked at it like that. Really, I think it is the start of the breakdown of.
It is. It's so funny how it's such a seething internal bugbear to everybody. Like, and also if you don't find that frustrating, then you're part of the problem. Because it's just
You're the dickhead.
it is crazy because and it's not so much you, it's just that thing of going, oh, there's just look at her. Or it's when somebody doesn't give up their seat, if there's kind of like an old lady or like
that drives me insane.
but those things, it's that, or kind of, you know, the kind of
just general politeness, isn't it?
but that's kind of what has there's this weird sense. I saw this crazy thing today that sort of blew my mind on the train, and it was I think it was the lead article in the BBC News today, and it said students being warned that they are likely to be offended when they go to university, and it was just like, Christ, we've got to this stage now where people are in such an individual bubble that they genuinely believe, and they've been taught to think that they are the centre of the universe.
Entitlement.
Yeah, but it's sort of that weird thing where you kind of go, it's something really important to know that the world doesn't care about you, but you have to care about the world. You have to, go, oh, look, there's an old lady there, and maybe I should do this, and oh, there's a few people, and I should play my music quite loud. But if your reaction is, well, I'm trying to have 5 minutes to myself, actually, excuse me.
Yeah.
You're like,
which was exactly the reaction.
Yeah. But then the other option is that you put your earpods in and you drift away.
Well, there's no other option, really, is there?
Yeah.
Apart from killing people.
Yes, yeah. That should be the advert. These are noise cancelling, and it will stop you going to jail. Like that.
Especially if you put a perimenopausal in the old mix.
Yeah. What is the perimenopausal?
So that's before the full menopause.
Right.
Oh, that's the fun bit.
Right.
And menopause, then you're sort of used to it, and then after we get through it. But yeah, I mean, don't worry, I'm on all the drugs in the world, so I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah.
My husband's very thankful for that.
Is it crazy?
It is crazy. What happens is, when I started, I was quite late, so I was about sort of 49. And what happens is, all of a sudden, you can't finish your sentences.
Right.
So you'd be going, oh, Rossin, that lovely.
Right, yeah, and he just won't come.
Yeah. So weirdly, when I was on set, it must be a different part of my brain that's totally developed, that I could remember all my lines. So there must be a part of me that compartmentalises that. But I couldn't finish a sentence. And when you're running a company, and when it's not the best thing to do. So I got help because all my mates were on HRT. So I went and said, I think I'm an anxiety. I never had anxiety. I've never given monkeys about anything, really. I worry about, if my kids are upset, or, I've been written about in the papers for years, over the years, and whatever, or somebody says something. But really, on the lowdown, I'm not that bothered. Whereas I used to get absolutely so upset thinking I was offending someone, or I'd upset someone. I thought, this isn't me at all. And then I started getting really itchy skin, and I was hot at night. And I thought, all the symptoms, blah, 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 blah. And then, so basically, you just lose an estrogen, and you just have to put it back. So that's all it is, hormone replacement therapy. And it blooming works for me. It doesn't for everyone, but it really works for me. So I'm all right now, I think. I still got a flash of turn your music down. Yeah.
Do you have other bugbears?
In general?
Yeah.
Litter.
Yeah.
Litter.
Well, that's another
societal
thing. But it's where if you let your dog shit and you just...
I was about to say that one.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I've got a lovely dog, which we might talk about soon.
Let's move on to, is the dog one of them?
Yeah, my dog is my pooley dog. And we've never been able to have a dog for years because I was allergic to dogs. And for many, many, many years, dogs, horses, dust mites, that kind of thing. I had the thing when I was a kid. I've got asthma. And so the doggy came along because my dear friend Jonathan Harvey, who's the writer, I went round to write with him years and years ago. And we were just knocking around this idea. And in his flat in London, and this really sort of dread-like dog, dreads, and this dog came in, and I thought, that's it, end of day. I didn't know he had a dog. I was like, oh, God. Anyway, after 2 hours, nothing happened. And I was like, I said, is that dog? And he went, it's a Hungarian Poolie, the hypoallergenic, sorry. I was like, oh, blimey, that's interesting. So I went home to Steve and I said, I think I'm not allergic to a dog. And he was like, are you not? Anyway, so he got on the website, and it's a picture of mine.
So it's like,
there she is.
Yeah. Okay, lovely.
So she's got, she's the best thing in the world. But there she is, that's a better one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's
How does, for the benefit of the people listening at home, she's kind of like got what looks like dreadlocks.
She's got dreadlocks. So she's a Hungarian Poodle. So she's 60. She's got a little bit of. She's not a full breed because she's a rescue, but it's the Hungarian sort of farm dog and what they sheepdog, and what they do is they grow these dreads, which leaves their skin on exposed like humans that have dreadlocks, so they can keep them warm in the winter and it keeps them cool in the summer because it goes right down to the skin. So the amount of times I'm walking around the park and people go, "It's cruel, that dog, you need to shave it." And I go, "Well, if you shave it, it'd get chronic dermatitis and it's fine. It's the coolest dog on the park." It's absolutely so much so that my stepson, Curtis, my eldest, made these cards for my birthday so I could give it to people to explain the breed.
Bloody hell.
Because I am sick of explaining that I'm not a cruel owner.
So do you have to trim them?
So we have to dread her. So it grows like that, but we have to sort of say if there's a little bit of joint, we just gently pull them apart.
Yeah.
She gets groomed every 6 weeks, so she got all the sanitary areas groomed. We actually do everything else. We do the dreads. But she's such a happy thing, and we've had her for 7 years now.
Yeah.
And she was in a right mess when we got her because they had to shave her because the dreads were in a mess. And she was she was so scared, and we thought we'd made the biggest mistake of our life because we could only take her out at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we could only take her out like after dark.
Yeah.
Because she'd just go for people.
Right.
Anyway, we had her for 6 months, and we just kept on and kept on, and just kept cuddling her and loving her and whatever. And then it's funny, we went out on my birthday, and it was the 8th of July, and we went on my birthday, and I went to the park. It was really early. I thought, brilliant, it's fine, no one's here. Massive, like 12 dogs came over with 3 dog walkers. I was like, oh, Jesus, here we go. And this dog walker said, "It's all right, she's got a nice face, let her join in." And I went, "No, she'll go for one of them." She said, "She won't, promise you." And she was right. And the little git went straight in and just got in the pack and had a lovely time, I thought.
Great.
And then I got really confident. The day after, I took her off a lead round her. And I think she just woke up and stopped being a dickhead.
Yeah.
She just decided, oh, I live here now, it's all right.
Yeah.
Stop being scared.
Oh, great.
So from that day, she's brilliant. But if you ever came round to our house for dinner, she'd bark at you for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And every time you went to go up to the loo or go up to get a drink, she'd have a little bark because you're meant to be sat there because she's a herder. So once you're in your place, she's happy.
You're fine, yeah.
Yeah. But what a dog does, and obviously like kids, but what a dog does, I think, is gives you they bring you so much love. They're so they don't blame anyone. They have no thoughts apart from the fact that they love you more than anything in the world, and you're their everything. And if you give them a load of love, they love it back. It's such a beautiful thing to have in the house. So I absolutely adore her.
Yeah, they are definite stress balls, aren't they?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Like, the minute I hug her, and even if I'm having the worst day, I've just come off a call and it's a nightmare, I've had terrible news or whatever, you give the dog a hug. You go out for a walk, and I swear to God, I have asthma, as I said before. And since I've had the dog, I'm not very good in gyms. I wish I was like your dad, but I'm rubbish at gyms. I'm not very good at them. But since I've had the dog, my peak flow has gone up brilliantly, like 50, which is mad.
What's a peak flow?
Peak flow is when you blow into it, there's like a little tube when you're asthmatic. And
yeah.
So yours will be, I assume you've got asthma, but if normal lungs have got a 600.
Right.
So mine was always around 390, 400.
Right.
But mine's 450 now.
Oh, wow.
Since I've had the dog.
Yeah.
Because just that regular walking twice a day and just that gentle exercise.
I think there's a thing
it's fascinating.
I think reading a thing about it sort of lowers your stress, like cortisol levels, having a dog, like stroking a dog for 20 minutes.
Absolutely agree.
Yeah, it's funny.
All that. And she sits on my little couch. She's allowed in the office. She sits on my little couch and she looks at me. And I talk to her sometimes. Said, "What do you think that? What do you think
it's funny.
It's hilarious.
I know what you mean. It's sort of like, I remember having a very in-depth conversation with my mum's dog, Bonnie, who was a cross between a Whippet and a Labrador. And she looked like Dobby from Harry Potter. One of my favourite memories, it's not favourite, but it's, I don't know, it's a very interesting memory of like one of my... a family member of mine, they'd had like a really rough bit of news. And my cousin took Bonnie out. She just sort of like 7 o'clock in the morning. She was 14. And she just went out and took the dog and was fine. She needs to be on her own. And she came back probably about 7 o'clock at night.
God.
And this dog looked fucking exhausted. Like, and it's kind of like in the middle of this kind of sad kind of moment, it turned out my cousin had been in the park screaming, getting all this anger out, and our dog Bonnie had clearly been sat there going, okay, like that. And
What would the Queen Mum do?
but she'd sort of been this kind of like guide for this young girl's sad day. And it was, but you know, when you can just tell, looking into her eyes, you're like, you've seen some shit, haven't you? Like, she's like, I've seen some things. I've been through it. Yeah, but they're companions.
Like the baby, we call her the baby. She's called Dave. I know it's a long story, because when we got together, we said we'd have children, and we'd get a dog called Dave.
Yeah.
And then when we got a dog, it was a girl, so we call her Davy.
Oh, nice.
And I remember my mother-in-law saying, what if she doesn't know she's a girl? And I went, what if it's called Toffee?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all right, Kath. I think it'll be all right. Anyway, it can't speak English. It's Hungarian. It's all fine.
I love the worries of some people. What if she doesn't know she's a girl? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like...
It's a stupid name for a dog.
But some people's brains are so great. But it's not like... She isn't saying that for show. She's genuinely like, can you sit down, please?
Yeah. I'm worried about it being called Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, well, it's just a joke. It doesn't... She's on... Anyway... But I tell you, talking about your Bonnie, in the lockdown, oh, that poor dog. Because obviously we're only allowed an hour.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, I sometimes went 2 hours a day, I'll admit it. But there was no one around where we live. We live like in a load of parks. And I remember this poor dog went 4 hours a day. She was like that.
It's funny, isn't it?
It was our way of getting out.
Those walks were just so vital.
So important.
It's because my mum's dog, Sid, rest in power, Sid, he's no longer with us. And it is that thing that my mum now doesn't have that. It's not even an excuse, but it's a reason. She has to go for a walk every day. You got to. It's that thing of like, right, I've got to do my loop. But if you don't have it, I think particularly the older you get, it's sort of, and then you realise you stop going out, you stop having those little chats. You know, like I used to love those. Our old dog, Arch, who's no longer with us, he was very ill towards the end of his life. And I remember once he just did this kind of like chaotic movement, and I had to check, he had bad kidneys, I had to check whether there was kind of blood in it. So I'm out, you know, and I'm sort of like glaring at this turd, like, and this passerby sees me, and I kind of like get a bit nervous and go, oh, he's not very well. And this bloke on a bike went, neither are you, mate, like that. Like, I'm like, it's my hobby.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like,
it's your thing.
Oh, mate.
Looking at dog shit in parks.
Yeah, but it's
But it's funny, isn't it, with talking of that, it's like when you've got a new baby, as you have, you don't care about if your dog's turd, if it's your baby changing a nappy, it doesn't affect you at all. If anybody else's, you're not good at nappies.
I am, but I am conscious that I'm like the older. Hopefully, he can get a lid on it before he's able to understand language, because I'm a real like I can. It's so funny because on the baby speaker I can hear through the reverberations what my wife is hearing, and it's just like, you know, oh fucking hell. Oh God! Oh Jesus! Oh mate, stay still. Like, and whereas my wife is just silently dealing with the same thing, but I'm a real like, what is this? What's happening? You know, like I'm very aware.
It's quite visceral.
Jabbering.
Well, the twins
I don't
like
mind it. I'll kind of clean it
will.
and all that, but it is that thing where I'm talking all the way through it. You know, like in a really like horrified way,
scatologically oppressed way.
Yeah. But it's just it's that odd thing of when baby's teeth, for some reason, there is a chain reaction that goes all the way down to the anus.
It does.
What an awful sentence.
It does. I remember those days with the twins. That was fun because I wanted to do it. And then so that was fun.
Do they sync up?
We had to make not that way, but Louis used to do. Oh, you're going to kill me for that. Louis used to have a lovely time. He used to get in the bath together. They had these little bum seats, and they're great, and they're brilliant. Yeah. And then he'd get so relaxed. He used to go, oh, I think I'll curl one off now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I used to have to drag them both out of the bath going, bloody hell, Louis.
Yeah.
You know, Vic, when he started, he used to sort of curl one off behind the sofa because he couldn't quite get the potty thing. Oh, you've got all this to come. It's a right laugh.
Yeah.
It's a right laugh. But, I mean, fortunately, they don't do it now with them being 14.
Yeah.
It doesn't last long, but you do look back at those days and you go, oh, actually, it was a right laugh.
It's funny, isn't it? Because I was talking to a friend of mine, and he's American. He's taking his daughter he's doing all the kind of college road trips where they have to kind of go and figure out where they're going to go and what the campus is like, blah blah blah. And he was sort of saying it's just hit him like a train that he was looking forward to this moment when, the kids weren't there and he could go off and he could do his own thing. And now it's upon him. He's suddenly like, what have I done with why was I looking forward to this?
Yeah, don't ever.
It's funny, isn't it? But
I'm mourning it now. I mean, it's great because we have a very full life. We work away. It's not anything. We've never been just but I swear to God, I'm mourning them not being there now. And they're 14, and I know it's going to happen in a few years' time. And I know it's such a flashing time. You have these amazing people, and then all the versions of them leave out the house. And I know there'll be a day when they don't come back.
It's true though, isn't it? Like
and it makes me feel like now I'm mourning it now.
You've articulated that so brilliantly because it's all the versions of them leave the house. So they don't just leave as 22-year-old men or whatever.
No,
they leave as the baby, the toddler. All these, the kind of 5-year-old. That's the fascinating thing, I guess, that being a parent.
It's funny what happens.
It's this kind of like, like this hall of mirrors that you get at sort of circuses. It kind of must be that when you're looking at your adult child. Well, because you see the baby.
Yeah, always. Sometimes I see different versions of them in so many different ways, and because we take so many pictures of things now. I mean, there's one picture of me when I was a baby in the 70s, like two.
Yes, so funny.
Because I was the second kid as well. So
and you got a fag in both.
Yeah,
yeah.
Or somebody's got a fag over me like that, or a beer.
Yeah.
But we've got so many pictures. But you do. It's so funny. You think, oh God, they're going to be this, and all of a sudden they turn into someone else, and you haven't got time to mourn that one, and you haven't got time because they turn into another human being. I mean, like my boys now, they look like they haven't filled out. That thing happens, I think, about 18, doesn't it, when the shoulders go out? But they're blokes. To me, they're still. It's fascinating. It's the best thing. It's the best thing I've ever done.
What is your next brilliant thing?
Oh, my next brilliant thing is this is a very special thing to me and my fella. It's the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh yeah.
Now, the Mediterranean Sea. I've been around, and I've been in many seas, and they've been lovely.
Yeah.
I'm not putting other seas that are available down.
Sure.
But the Mediterranean Sea for us has always been really special. So we used to go. My brother-in-law's got a place in Mallorca that we used to stay at a lot, and that part of the Mediterranean Sea we fell in love with. And then I started working in Malta and Gozo and started swimming in that part of the Mediterranean Sea. And then I filmed in Greece before, and and it's just always the same. It's like I get in, and it's almost like, because I love sea swimming, and I get it, not in this country, I'm not that brave bird that gets up at 6 a.m. with all her mates and, gets in and then drinks Guinness after it. That's not me.
Yeah.
But the Mediterranean Sea, I just feel it cures all ills. I get in, and whatever I'm feeling, whatever I'm thinking, because you can't have your earphones in, you can't be near your phone, you're literally in water, you've got to just swim and you can be anywhere, and I just love every part of the Mediterranean Sea. I love it. I love it. And one day, see, when we keep saying when we get old, and then me and Steve go, we are old. It's happened, but not quite that old yet. So, but when we get older, let's say, we definitely want be somewhere near the Mediterranean Sea. We absolutely adore it.
I know what you mean. It's that the feeling of just being sort of like billowed along.
Yeah,
I like, but this, like. Not swimming necessarily, but just when you're kind of, and the wave is just like rocking you.
Yeah,
it's quite a nice. It almost feels like, I guess, that you're being rocked by Mother Nature.
Yeah,
and you're aware of how inconsequential you are, because you're just like, oh, that's a big force, smash.
That's
whoosh,
a big deal, and
smash,
that if you go too far away, you'd be gone and you're irrelevant. That's it, because this huge ocean is there. And that's a small ocean, when you think about it. It does keep your perspective up. But every time, like I've been to, my friend's got a place in Spain, and I've been in that bit of it, it's always been the same and welcoming and gorgeous. And I felt I feel really good when I'm in the sea. And I mean, I'm lucky enough to film there, so I do get to swim in it every year. But I just love it. There's something about it that's very special. Like I said, other seas are available, but this one particularly.
Shout out the Aegean.
The Aegean's nice. The Aegean one.
The Aegean looks beautiful.
On the other side, yeah, that's all right.
The Indian Ocean, very nice. The Indian Ocean has that lovely turquoise look.
Yes.
The Aegean has got that kind of lovely deep blue. That's very, very nice.
I imagine it's because I've been to the Mediterranean one more than I've been to the others, to be fair.
Well, it's nostalgic now.
It's nostalgic,
as well,
yeah.
That
exactly.
you're kind of...
So it's got
and also it's kind of... It's funny, isn't it? Certain, like... Whenever I'm in Bondi Beach in Australia, I have that feeling that you're describing of just going... I think maybe it's that, as regards Bondi, you kind of go... You can't quite believe that little you is in this place. Yes. And then you're an adult or whatever. And then every time I'm there, I feel a real sense of calm.
Yes.
You know.
That's it. It's calmness. And even if your mind is charged, and in our careers, you've got to think of a million things at once at any given time. And I think when you get in the sea, I've been so lucky because a lot of stuff is filmed abroad nowadays because of the tax breaks, because of the industries growing over there. So a lot of places, unfortunately, we should get our act together in this country because we're losing a lot of productions because of...
Yeah, it's weird that, isn't it? The whole kind of, like, I often think about that because there was a while where Ireland did loads of tax breaks.
Still do.
Do they?
Yeah, massive.
And then
still do.
Austin in Texas has loads of stuff like that.
Yeah,
so it's a similar thing where you go...
Gozo, Malta, we were probably the first... I mean, there was loads of stuff filmed in Gozo, film-wise, but we were the first series to... And there's loads there now. Because the Maltese government really like the tax... Greece do it, Istanbul, all over Europe. For some reason... We're so behind in that. And
it's odd, isn't it? Yeah.
And we film as England in these places.
Yeah, right.
Which is mad, isn't it? But I don't know what anyway, yeah. It's all tax breaks.
Do you have sea games you play or do you just swim?
I just swim. I mean, I've got to say, there was one morning where we were I made the entire cast of that particular week go into our bay. And we'd had a bit of a night the night before. And I said, look, we're all going to go because you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So they all went. So who was in the sea at one time? The Paps would have loved it because no one could be bothered going to Gozo. You have to land in Malta, then get on a ferry. So it's brilliant. No one's asked. Yeah. There's no one, bothering you. So in that sea at one time, there was Sue Holderness, Robin Asquith, Steve Edge, Lee Boardman, Jenny James, Jackie Botswain. Who else was there? Les Dennis. All in the sea at the same time. Oh, Tony Robinson.
Oh, right.
All in the sea at the same time, all having a lovely paddle, just telling jokes to each other.
Oh, lovely.
And we were just telling jokes and stories, just like the pub.
How's Les Dennis in the sun?
He's great.
Is he?
Do you know what?
He must be a factor 50 lad.
He's factor 50, yeah. But, I mean, one of my twins is pure full-on ginge.
Oh, yeah.
And he's factor 50. And they're good. They're hardy, the ginge.
Yeah, yeah.
So Les I love Les. He's ace. I've met Les.
Do you know, I've not. It's funny,
he's
isn't
ace.
it?
He's a great lad. And because he's sort of semi-regular in my show. And he he had to film series 2. We did stupidly. We did it over the summer because, like I said, they were out. We were out of sync with the commissioners. So we filmed it in the summer in the burning heat in literally 40 degrees, and he did it.
Jeez.
He did it. Him and David Ames were playing partners in it, and they both did it. They didn't complain. They got on with it. They were unbelievable. So yeah, he was like better than I was. I was never stopped moaning.
So where would be so when you say the Mediterranean Sea, where would be your, like when you're older, where would be your dream place to go?
It's weird because...
What does it look like? Describe it in your mind. The house and...
It looks like a bay. There's a bay. I'm not so bothered about having rock, because in Gozo there's not much sand. It's mostly rocks, and I quite like that because sand sort of gets on my nerves a bit.
Yeah, my wife's like that.
It's a very British thing to say, isn't it? Gets on my nerves. When it's all rocks, there's a load of ladders and you just get straight into the sea. So I think it's a bay with a sunset and mountains and a little house. And I think that's where I could handle that. I don't need a pool because I'm near the sea.
Yes.
I always thought I need a big pool and a villa and all that. I don't need that.
Is there a shed?
Of course there
Of course
is.
there's a shed.
Are you mad?
Yeah. with aircon.
With aircon.
Yeah.
We like aircon.
Yeah.
The problem is I can't have aircon on one at night because I lose my voice, which is not great
Yeah,
when you're
it's
acting.
annoying, yeah.
So I have to do like the big sort of fan at the side of the but I do have aircon on for a bit and then I have to turn it off in the night because I'm the voice
It's amazing
goes.
those places that get, I was doing a bunch of tours earlier this year and I was in like Porto and
gorgeous.
It was incredible, but doing a show there, it was mad.
Yeah.
And I sort of, and really like, hot all the time. And there was a bondage shop. I remember like, sort of passing it on the way to the gig thinking, in this heat? And you kind of like, I sort of thought anybody
The amount of
anybody can be a gimp in a a Nordic country.
Yeah, anyone
But to
can.
do it, and I just had this image of this sort of
Squelching
gimp, just like
Vera passes a talc.
yeah, but unzipping himself and going, has your apartment got aircon? like it was so. Yeah.
I mean, that is minging.
6th floor.
Yeah, exactly. You're on your
No step. What? No elevator.
Left, yeah.
you have to cut me out. But
Minging. No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, extraordinary. What were your childhood holidays like? Did you go to the Mediterranean as a young'un?
Well, weirdly, it wasn't really. I got a really weird sort of thing happened to me, even though we were quite working class. Money was quite short. My granddad worked for the railway. He was a labourer on the railway. So when we joined the EU, we got free tickets, train tickets all over Europe.
Oh, wow.
So we went on a train to bloody Italy.
Blimey.
When I was like, we went every year from 7. I mean, the other holidays were Prestatyn. We went to Barry Island once. Our Chris got lost. So it was mostly Welsh-based, which was lovely as well. Well, actually, it wasn't. Because Mum and Dad used to row a lot. So they used to just row a lot in a smaller place, like in a caravan.
Yeah.
Which was always fun, in the 70s.
Yeah.
We're just going to go and row in a smaller place.
Yeah.
Where no one can get out.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, brilliant. Where your mates aren't.
Yeah.
To run off. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. So there's a lot of that. But when I went with Gran and Grandad, but it was so funny. We'd get to like Euston. Then we'd get on a train, on a ferry. We get on a train. And remember all the different currencies you'd need then. And you'd get over. I don't know how we got there because we couldn't speak a word of English. My gran had the suitcase and the biggest freezer box you've ever seen. So we never had to buy any food.
Yeah.
And all she used to do is stink like these really sort of Parisian carriages out with boiled eggs and ham sandwiches.
Yeah. It's so wonderfully British, isn't it?
So wonderfully British.
But kind of like it's a proper grandmother of going, they won't have food there. You go to Italy. Like it's going to be
Italy.
the best food in the world. And you're
You can't
rocking
buy
up.
food on the way. I remember getting to Ventimiglia
Got
when I
meat
was
and potato
7.
pasty. Like
Yeah, I got to Ventimiglia when I was 7.
Wow.
And or 8. Was I 8? And they had to, but we were in the lira bit now, so we had the liras because they got them from the post office. So we've got enough food to get there. And they bought us a ham and cheese baguette. And I thought it was like, I don't know, I thought it was some sort of elixir from heaven.
Yeah, it's mad.
I've never tasted anything so wonderful in my life. This fresh bread.
It's nuts, isn't it? I've a real sense memory of like we were in France and having like a chocolate croissant for the first time, and you're like, what is this? This is like 1988.
Yeah.
You just wouldn't get that in England, and you're like, well, then for breakfast. These
What,
these
do you mean
people
for-
have this for breakfast. These mad, it's wild.
I know, and then you get there and you could smell when you got to Italy, you could smell the garlic and the you could smell the pesto, and I used to think it was like magic. And my gran and granddad were actually brilliant. They used to eat everything, and then you'd get fruit for your starter, and my granddad would go, hey, it's funny, isn't it? Fruit for starter, and it was just brilliant. But they really embraced it. Apart from we were on the beach. 3rd-degree burns, no sun cream.
Yeah.
You
don't need that.
Don't need that shit.
Sizzling, yeah.
Every single time by the second day, my gran's going, I don't know what's that. Because Chris used to just go like a berry, and I'd be like 3rd-degree burns on the bed shaking. Are you all right? What's the matter? Throwing up.
Yeah.
But then they got the sun cream, the 2%, wasn't it? Factor 2. Yeah, but that's weirdly, that was my holiday. And then once, which was the weirdest thing, I had this brilliant teacher called Corrie. Looking back, she must have been about 25, 26, you know. And she did that, I mean, very out of times now, but we went to Russia the year before the wall came down. And we were like a proper, you know, normal comprehensive school from Stockport. Slightly on the rough side, really. And she fought for us to go. And all we had to do, we had to save £500, which was like, we may as well have said 5 million.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But all the family put pounds in every week, and we saved the £500. And I went to Russia with my best friend Claire, who still's my best friend, and it was just unbelievable, life-changing for me, because I just thought that's when I realised there's another world out there. You know, and my mind got a bit bigger, and that's when I wanted to go to university. And I thought, right, okay, I want to.
How old were you then?
I was 14. So it was about 14, 15, so it was 88. What am I now? Yeah. So it was the year before the wall came down. So they were trying to sort of break the barriers, the glasnost era. So they're doing all these exchanges, but mostly they were posh schools. But she had the nonce to put an application in and say, you know, and I think she got a bit of a grant or whatever, even though we did get caught with the vodka, obviously, you know, me and Claire.
Makes sense. If you're going all that
and
way.
trying to get off with Russian lads.
Yeah.
Which is probably not a great idea, but you know what I mean. But we were proper mank girls, so we had a lovely time. But it was one of the most fascinating times of my life, and I think that really opened my mind up to there's a huge world out there, and you know, travel and education is just so. Any trip the boys go on, even though they're a fortune, I go. You've got to go. I
really enjoyed that chat. What I love about this is we talk about 5 brilliant things, and yet from this we've gone from a shed to 1984, and we've ended up in Russia. It's been a real journey. It's really brilliant.
Oh, no, it's been lovely to meet you. You're such a fan anyway.
Oh, the wonderful Sally Lindsay.
Oh, thank you.